Hello Year 11s, I'm going to continue on in another presentation about polar form again. What I want to do this time is to convert root 3 plus I to polar form, and there's another form that's very similar to polar form called cis form. So if we were to plot root 3 plus I, so the real axis is there, imaginary axis there, root 3 across, 1 up, or 1I up. Now let's see, we'd have to find the modulus and the argument. So let's go modulus. Now let's see, the modulus would be root 3 squared plus 1 squared, which would be, now that would be 3 plus 1. 3 plus 1 is 4, so the square root of 4 is 2. So the modulus from the origin out to our point here is 2. Now the argument, now let's see, well we've got to find out this angle here, so that would be inverse tan of 1 over root 3, because if that's theta there, that's the opposite side there, and that's the adjacent side there, and tan being opposite over adjacent would have 1 over root 3. So inverse tan of 1 over root 3 is pi over 6. So we could write root 3 plus I is equal to 2 over pi over 6. Now I guess we could do it another way as well. If we said, alright, well how can we do this? We could say we need to work out the adjacent side here. We could say that'll be 2 times cos of theta plus, we need to work out the opposite side here, plus 2 sine theta I. So this part here is how far we've gone across in an adjacent direction, and this part here is how far we've gone up here. Now 2 cos theta, that'll be 2 times cos of pi over 6. Now cos of pi over 6 is root 3 over 2. So the 2's would cancel out and just leave the root 3 plus 2 times sine of pi over 6. Well, sine of pi over 6 is 1/2 I, or 2 times 1/2 is just 1. So we'd get that back. Now we abbreviate cos and I sine to be cis. So this stands for cos, I is from there, and sine is from the sine there. Alrighty, let's try another one. What we're trying to do with this one is to convert 2 minus 2i to polar or cis form. So if we've worked out where this one was, here's the real axis and the imaginary axis. So if we're going minus 2 across in this direction and 2 up in this direction, we'd have to find the modulus there and the argument there. So let's look at R. Well, that would be 2 squared plus minus 2 squared. And that would be 4 plus 4. 4 plus 4 is 8, and the square root of 8 is 2 root 2. Now, hard to find this angle here directly, but what we can do is we can say, well, this will be a positive argument because it's coming around in this direction. Remember, negative arguments go down in a clockwise direction from the positive real axis. So if we were to figure out our argument, we'd have to say, okay, well, let's find that angle there. So that angle there would be inverse tan of 2 over 2, and we could say it is pi minus inverse tan of 2 over 2. Now 2 over 2 is equal to 1, inverse tan of 1 is pi over 4. Pi minus pi over 4 is 3 pi over 4. So we could say minus 2 plus 2i is equal to 2 root 2 plus 2 root 2, comma, 3 pi over 4. Or we could say minus 2 plus 2i is equal to 2 root 2 cis 3 pi over 4. And the cis could expand out to 2 root 2 cos 3 pi over 4, which would give us this horizontal bit here, plus I 2 sine 3 pi over 4, which would give us this vertical bit there. Alrighty, hope that helps. Alright, well what about if we have this problem? Now we're converting the other way. We have a polar form here and we have to convert to, I guess, a rectangular form. So let's see if we can figure out where that might be. So the real axis is going across here, imaginary axis going up there. Now it's a positive argument, so that would be around somewhere there, 2 pi over 3, and it would be 2 from the origin. So we can sort of say, okay, well let's figure out how far across we have to go. Well, if it's 2 pi over 3 in that direction, that would have to be pi over 3 in there, because pi over 3 plus 2 pi equals pi, and that's equal to 180 degrees. So what about if we said this part here, and we'll call this the x part, x is equal to 2 cos pi over 3. Now since we're heading in a negative direction, we'll have to make the whole thing negative. So cos of pi over 3, now let's see, cos of pi over 3 is 1/2. So 2 times 1/2 is 1, so this would be -1. Now what about if we had to figure out y? Well, y would be this part going up here, so we could say y was equal to, now this is going up in a positive direction, so it should be positive, and because we have the hypotenuse, that's 2, and we're trying to work out the opposite side, we'll use sine pi on 3, so let's see, 2 times sine over 3. Now sine over 3 is equal to root 3 over 2, so y will be equal to root 3. So 2 pi over 3 is equal to -1 plus root 3i. Now I guess the other way you could do it is you could say 2 root 3 is equal to 2 cis 2 pi over 3, which is equal to 2 cos 2 pi over 3 plus 2i sine 2 pi over 3. Now if you worked out what this bit and this bit was, you'd get 2 times 1/2, well, minus 1/2, sorry, and 2i times root 3 over 2, which is -1 plus root 3i, which is the same thing. Alright, well I hope that helped. I'll see you in class.